Over the next 17 or so minutes, I want to introduce you to Novell's collaboration strategy and show you how our collaboration solutions can help boost our customers' productivity, drive innovation, and make it easier for our customers' teams and employees to work as one. I'll be your host, and my name is Doug Clower, the Global Enablement Manager and Collaboration Evangelist for End User Computing. To start with, let's consider where the market is focusing. CIO Magazine issued the results of their State of the CIO survey in January 2010. Two highlights from that survey that directly apply to collaboration worth noting are that 1. 76% of CIOs say that aligning IT and business goals are their top management priority, and 2. 63% rank improving end-user workforce productivity as their top projected accomplishment. The question might be, how are we going to help them achieve these goals? But to do so, I need to share with you how Novell sees the markets evolving. The first important trend revolves around the evolution of the data center. With the introduction of virtualization, many organizations are evolving their data centers filled with single-purpose servers running specific applications to a more service-driven model where applications and services are packaged and can run flexibly on different servers. The next step in this evolution is to move toward a cloud computing model where workloads can be run on internal and external clouds. This evolution toward cloud-based computing has major implications for enterprise collaboration. In the collaboration space, the industry started with the thick desktop ICE applications. Today, many organizations are adding teaming workspaces to these traditional collaboration applications, and we're seeing a big push toward hosted collaboration applications as enterprise move toward a cloud computing model. Finally, we're seeing a convergence of social and traditional enterprise collaboration tools or applications. The killer application is people. People drive business, share ideas, and innovate. How do they do that, and what do they need? Expectations are that they will have tools that are social like Facebook, that are fast as Twitter, since more and more of them have grown up in this NetGen era. They want to have anytime, anywhere access to critical information, and the ability to create and share information more freely and in all the newest formats, and they want the ability to use mobile devices to get work done. Most of these challenges are related to things that either users are doing or demanding, like the convergence of social and enterprise collaboration tools is putting pressure on IT to support a new class of consumer-based collaboration and social networking tools. For many of these people, email is not the main tool they use to communicate. In fact, in many cases, it's barely relevant. They prefer to communicate in real time using short message and more socially enabled tools. People are also creating and sharing information in a growing variety of different formats. Collaboration is no longer just email with a document attached. New sources of information such as video are becoming more and more prevalent, and so are the problems associated with managing, accessing, discovering, and utilizing all of these flourishing data types. In other words, aside from attempting to satisfy these user challenges, customers get a whole new set of problems stemming from the data being generated. From a purely historical perspective, Novell has a long history of leading enterprises into new generations of collaboration, all having a profound impact on the way people work together and in improving their individual and collective productivity. For example, from our start with file systems, which was a concept of store me, meaning create information and store it where others can go find it, to the next generation, or share me with email, a more efficient concept underpinned by attaching files and sending content to a known group of people, to a more dynamic generation of real-time collaboration today we call follow me, which is characterized by people being able to select people, topics, and content to follow. Information flows automatically and can be tied to creators and followed as they move around. With our history of collaboration leadership, our current collaboration vision and the steps Novell has planned and has already taken to bring this vision to fruition, we are leading the industry for next-generation collaboration solutions for the enterprise. Offerings that help enterprise organizations accelerate innovation and drive growth by making their people more productive, individually and as teams. By leveraging real-time collaboration capabilities and enterprise social networking tools, our solutions enable the new interactions required in today's business environment. Paired with data management automation capabilities that address the explosive growth of unstructured information, These solutions give Novell the unique ability to make people more productive while enabling IT to reduce cost, manage complexity, and mitigate risk. The question then is, how does Novell envision itself accomplishing this? What is the Novell strategy? We want to gain new customers via an ecosystem of cloud providers by providing these providers with cloud-enabled collaboration products they need to compete with the likes of Google, and in conjunction with intelligent workload management. We want to leverage the cloud and transition businesses to cloud-based collaboration, providing clear value propositions and facilitating migration through interoperability and integration with our other products. We want to preserve the base by preserving our customers that will not leverage the cloud through strategic evolution of current collaboration products and innovative solutions, leveraging our strengths in file management. When we talk about capabilities, we're speaking to the qualities, features, and abilities that can be used to address a particular need. In the collaboration space, we segment our capabilities into three somewhat distinct areas: team and personal productivity, collaboration data management, and a somewhat tortured segment described as network services migration. Let's review each of these, starting with team and personal productivity. This area is a complex capability that is segmented into a number of subsets. Reflect back to the market evolution, and you'll notice that the first and most mature segment is Integrated Collaborative Environments, or ICE. It's dominated by corporate email. It's about a $3 billion industry, and it grows at about 2.2%, so it's sort of a late market and very mature. The next segment is messaging applications, and these include standalone email applications at times. It also includes enterprise instant messaging and presence-aware applications. You'll also find unified messaging applications in this space. Another area is the conferencing applications, where web conferencing with integrated but not standalone audio or video is present. It's about a $1.6 billion industry and grows at about an 8% rate, so it's very much on the growth end of it in the emerging market space. Last area is team collaborative applications, and this is where the enterprise social networking plays. Right now it's about an $800 million a year business, and it's growing at 5.4%, but shows signs of growing rapidly. The types of workloads deployed include email, calendaring, task management, enterprise instant messaging, enterprise social networking, knowledge management, enterprise document collaboration such as Google Docs, and real-time meetings and desktop sharing like GoToMeeting and WebEx. In addition, there's also the real-time communication with Skype and advanced video conferencing solutions. In this subset, we provide workload offerings that include GroupWise for email and calendaring, teaming, conferencing, and coming soon, Pulse for team collaborative applications, and OpenOffice Novell Edition for office productivity. Now let's take a look at some of the key component capabilities for each of these. GroupWise delivers the traditional email, calendaring, tasks, contacts, adds presence-aware instant messaging that is secure, and delivers a level of productivity not found in most traditional messaging and calendaring solutions through something called HomeView, which allows you to arrange your application environment in a way that fits how you work. With the upcoming release of Data Synchronizer, which we will cover shortly, you can tie GroupWise to a multitude of other platforms including SAP, Salesforce.com, enhance your mobility options with ActiveSync, and connect to SharePoint and even Novell Teaming, which provides a perfect collaborative platform for dispersed teams and individuals challenged with information overload when trying to find the right information or resources needed to be productive. Teaming provides social tools that help with content management, that helps find relevant information based on what you're looking for, workflows that help automate processes and ensure things get done, all within a framework of customizable workspaces with directory services, integrated access controls. Teams and individuals can work independently or collectively, and even launch real-time conferencing using what else? Novell Conferencing. Novell Conferencing enables organizations to conduct virtual meetings, demos, and webcasts using common web browsers. This means they can significantly reduce the cost and time required for face-to-face travel by instantly sharing documents, web pages, whiteboards, audio, and video without installing any software or incurring any event-based hosting fees. Pulse is the NetGen tool that leverages the Google Wave protocol in a way that enterprise customers will demand. It all starts with the big list that helps focus your area of interest and interest of others in real time and allows you to build groups on the fly. Once documents are generated or need to be accessed, a rich set of file storage integration tools from multiple sources, including iFolder, will deliver the right content to the collaborative group. Basic functionality to write documents, create spreadsheets, mock-up HTML code exist, and as new gadgets are added to this open platform, you'll be able to do even more. But if your customer's a more traditional workforce, they might want to take advantage of OpenOffice Novell Edition. This Office suite provides a competitive and cost-effective alternative to Microsoft Office. With our extensions to the OpenOffice core code and enhanced VBA support, OpenOffice is the most Microsoft Office-compatible distribution available. The usual capabilities are there, including word processing, spreadsheet, presentations, drawing, and database tools to help all but the most advanced users do their job. All these capabilities mean one thing: more data to manage, which leads us to our next solution capability: collaboration data management. The collaboration data management market is defined by the ability to effectively manage the lifecycle of files and synchronize collaborative data across disparate business applications. This area is segmented into three principal spaces: data lifecycle management, data integration, and file and print services. The typical workloads that deliver on these capabilities include cross-platform file storage provisioning, optimization and reporting, synchronization of data between collaborative tools and business applications, and high available file and print services. The three principal components of this solution capability are Novell File Management Suite, Novell Data Synchronizer, and Novell Open Enterprise Server. To fill the gaps left by other vendor solutions, Novell File Management Suite does three things for the customer. First, it delivers automated data reporting to discover and provide an ongoing assessment of the unstructured file space. Second, it delivers an identity-driven data management capability to manage the full lifecycle of files and file space provisioning. And third, it provides a policy-based data relocation engine to move data where it should go. I mentioned Novell Data Synchronizer earlier in the team and personal productivity capability section because it ties together that great message about group-wise connectivity to other data sources. Many have thought that Data Synchronizer was the IntelliSync replacement, and in a minor way it does play a part, but it relies on ActiveSync to provide that mobility experience. However, Data Synchronizer goes well beyond mobility by providing a platform for integrating not just mobile devices, but CRM and ERP systems, team applications, and email. This is so much more than a mobility solution. And to manage files, Open Enterprise Server provides an abundance of capability to support this solution and include file services like Novell Storage Services and iFolder to manage access rights and unstructured file space. And although the promise of a paperless office is still present in many minds, we all still need to be able to print the documents we prepare so that they can be shared, and iPrint delivers. There are other capabilities within the OES component, so many that it actually spans two solution capabilities: collaboration data management and network services migration, the solution capability we'll talk about next. NetWare is retiring. As a good friend and colleague of mine here at Novell, Ross Chevalier, likes to remind people, don't you want to retire after 30 years of relentless yet dependable service? The answer, I'm sure, is yes. But why now? And what is taking its place? Hardware and software vendors are ending support for NetWare, or have already done so. This in turn creates a problem for customers who have grown to depend on it, but they must migrate these trusted services to a supportable platform and leverage the years of skill that have served them. In the process, they need to intelligently consolidate those workloads. So now is the time to answer better the why now question. NetWare has a rich history, and it revolutionized workgroup computing starting in the 1980s. NetWare was originally built as a monolithic or tightly coupled set of services integrated with an extremely fast kernel. NetWare focused on file and print, which it did very well, but it was capable of so much more. And before we go on, let me mention that NetWare has been ported in the past to other platforms like Windows, Unix, and yes, Linux, but starting in 2001, product managers and the engineering teams began assessing the true value of NetWare, and the consensus was it's the service stack. Now, the challenge was how to gradually decouple those tightly integrated services from the kernel. That effort began starting with NetWare 6.5, and following 6.5, and as a result of a project codenamed Iceberg, a product named Novell Enterprise Linux Services was produced. And although NetWare had previously been ported to other platforms, this was the first true decoupled suite of services similar to those found in NetWare that ran natively on Linux. The goal was to address the key issue with support from IHVs and ISVs. We continued to hear from them that they could support 2 OSs, but not 3. Soon after NNLS, Novell acquired SUSE, and with this acquisition, Novell stepped up the effort to evolve NetWare, focusing on one Linux platform, SUSE Linux Enterprise Server, and began the work on Sawtooth, the code name for the product known as Open Enterprise Server 1. It was supported only on SLES 9 and provided most of the functionality of NetWare on Linux, but not all. It also introduced an issue in that OES modified the base SLES kernel in a way that broke SLES certifications with major software vendors such as Oracle. Now with Open Enterprise Server 2, the vision was finally beginning to be realized. The valuable NetWare services stack was essentially decoupled and deployable on either a NetWare or Linux kernel. The services are virtually identical on both platforms, and best of all, the architecture of OES now addressed and resolved the certification problem that plagued OES 1. Today, customers can virtualize their NetWare kernel to buy just a little more time if their hardware no longer supports it, or deploy NetWare services in the form of OES there as well. But remember, the clock is ticking. As Open Enterprise Server evolves, you can expect to see NetWare services as appliances, and not just any appliance. These will be intelligent workloads utilizing our intelligent workload management, deployable wherever a customer wants to deploy. Physical, internal cloud, or public infrastructure cloud. This is the future of NetWare services. So whether customers' workloads are file, print, web, DNS, DHCP, directory, or a complex fault-tolerant solution, Novell will be there to support them utilizing the SUSE Linux Enterprise Server kernel and NetWare services like iFolder for file, iPrint, directory services for Windows, dynamic storage technology, and Novell cluster services, just to name a few. What we can say then is that Novell Open Enterprise Server has the heritage of NetWare with the bright future of Linux and the tools our customers need to continue benefiting from years of Novell leadership. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the overview of Collaboration Essentials Sales Training. This has been Doug Clower, your host, wishing you a happy selling.